Hey Survivor, welcome to episode 171 of the Vibrant Survivor podcast. Today I want to share something that happened recently in court that caught me totally off guard. And it ended up turning into a really powerful reminder about the power of self-regulation, preparation, and staying grounded under pressure. So, if you have ever been called out publicly, corrected unexpectedly, or felt your nervous system go through the roof in an uncomfortable moment, this episode's for you. But first, let's self-regulate with a 4-for-8 breathing exercise, if you'd like. And I invite you to plant your feet on the floor if that's available to you. Get grounded in your seat, whatever that may be and wherever that may be. And we'll inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 8. Ready? Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What do you notice in your body? Grab your notebook and pen, and let's dig in. Hey Survivor, welcome to the Vibrant Survivor podcast. Do you want to disconnect from a narcissistic or toxic situation and heal? Are you Googling how to identify a narcissist, narcissistic abuse, and boundaries? Are you feeling stressed and lonely while trying to avoid being sucked back in and lied to again? Hey, I'm Leslie. As a busy wife and mom, I fell for the lies and manipulations of narcissists. I wasted my time, talents, and money on users who kept moving the goalposts. I wanted real relationships and business opportunities and to enjoy life with my family. Instead, I struggled with anxiety, panic attacks, and insomnia, and I couldn't trust my body or anybody until I took a holistic approach to healing. In this podcast, you'll find tips for healthy living, trauma healing, and boundaries so that you'll have the freedom, confidence, and inner peace to respond, not react, after narcissistic abuse. Take a deep breath in, let it out slowly, and just relax. This time's for you. Recently, I attended a hearing for the murder trial and had a very interesting experience. It was kind of intense, actually. Before the hearing started, the defense attorneys asked to approach the bench. And so all of the lawyers went up to the judge, and of course he pushed the little button on the microphone to snow everything out. It was like, so you can't hear what they're saying. And when it was all said and done, everybody went back to their seats, and he announced my presence in court. He said, I understand we have Leslie Kane here in the courtroom. Leslie, would you please stand up? And I thought, me? Uh-oh. And go ahead and stand up, Leslie. Okay. So I stood up and immediately just, threw my shoulders back, rolled them back, and kind of started taking some breaths, just low key. And he just said, hey, I know you've been attending these hearings, and it's been brought to my attention that during a previous hearing that you, along with your friend, had a, quote, visibly strong reaction in court. And I wanted to let you know and wanted to caution you to be mindful of your reactions in court, because the jury knows who you are and they see you in court. And he even qualified it. He said, look, I don't know what the circumstances were or the nature of the conversation or interaction leading up to the visibly strong reaction, but just wanted to make you aware of it because it's been brought to my attention. And I thought, oh boy. And in that moment, he asked me, is that clear? Do you understand? And I felt just that temptation, to get defensive and be like, what are you talking about? I'm sure it probably showed on my face to a certain degree, but I really tried in that moment to breathe through it and to keep my composure. And instead of reacting defensively, I simply said, of course, thanks for letting me know. And at that point, he invited me to sit back down And then he had the jury called in and moved on with the case, but gave a simple response, no argument, no explanation, no back and forth, no defensiveness, no escalation. And I certainly was not trying to waste this man's time, because I know one thing I've learned in court is that these judges, they do not like it when you waste their time. They don't like it when you argue with them or anything like that. So just that calm acknowledgement, that's what I was giving. And then, interestingly enough, this feeling came over me of just wanting to shrink, make myself small, anxiety about what the prosecutors might or might not be thinking. Are they upset with me? Are they like, what are you doing? Wondering if I had done something wrong. Like, okay, well, what is he referring to? And, who said that? And what were they talking about? Can I get more specifics? I'm thinking, this is going through my mind. My brain's just racing. And then when the judge dismissed us for the lunch break, something interesting happened. I stood up, threw my shoulders back, grabbed my things, and walked out of the courtroom with everyone else. And as we streamed out into the hallway, the prosecutor approached me in the hallway, big smile on her face, fired up, warm, joking, like, hey, what was that all about? I was running a little late. I missed the very, very beginning. And then I heard Leslie Kane, like, what's going on? What'd she do? What happened? And she was kind of joking with me. And I told her, I said, I don't know. I said, probably some kind of trauma response. Beats me. He didn't really specify. And she's like, yeah, probably. And then she went on to say, thank God I haven't gotten called out for my facial expressions during these hearings. And immediately the tension just dissolved. Like, I thought, what a relief. And we kind of laughed about it afterwards. However, our nervous systems in moments like this, can really kind of go haywire. When you are publicly corrected or confronted or called out, it can trigger a threat detection or threat response, and where your brain is immediately scanning for any kind of embarrassment or social rejection or even an authority conflict. And I felt like I went through all three in that brief moment before the hearing started. And for trauma survivors, these kinds of things can activate fight, flight, freeze, and fawn responses. So that surge that I felt in the courtroom, first thing, that surge that you felt when you were in a similar situation to mine, that's normal nervous system activation. Period. It's normal. Research by trauma expert Stephen Porges and his Polyvagal Theory shows that the nervous system is constantly evaluating safety and threat through a process called neuroception. So when an authority figure, like the judge, for example, corrects us publicly, the brain may interpret that as a social threat. I certainly felt it. Like, what did I do? What happened? What, me? But regulation tools like breathing, like the 448 exercise that we do every week here on the podcast, and emotional awareness, like, okay, I can feel myself getting anxious, feel myself getting insecure, feel myself kind of, tuning up, getting warm, or even a room scan can help to restore calm and balance and prevent escalation. It's a beautiful thing. A calm response is so powerful. And in this particular situation, in this hearing, my response worked because three things happened. One, I acknowledged authority in that moment. I respected the fact that this was the judge's courtroom. That was his house. I was just visiting. Two, I avoided arguments in my response. I wasn't defensive, which meant there was no escalation. I diffused it very quickly. Nobody needs unnecessary conflict. And like I said, a busy judge in the midst of a murder trial does not need anyone wasting his time. Anybody. And 3, I allowed for the preservation of dignity. And actually, it goes both ways, my own and his. I stayed calm, composed, and communicated to him clearly in a way that was mature. We both were able to engage in an adult exchange very briefly, respecting everyone's time, not dragging it out, making it a big production. It helped to minimize the situation. Like, hey, there's nothing else to see here. Carry on. So as far as the temptation that I felt to shrink back, make myself small in situations like I was in, where the stakes are high, where it gets kind of intense, or there's like all eyes are on you, or you're this focal point. A lot of survivors may experience overthinking, if feelings of embarrassment, or just replaying the moment on a loop. But something really important happened in my situation. As an example, your situation may vary. I didn't avoid anybody afterwards. Like, I stayed engaged. I stayed in it. I stayed in the mix. I stood up tall, threw my shoulders back, and, stood my ground, not like in a hostile way, but owned my space. And the prosecutor's response provided me with some really important information that I will never forget. And that was that the moment wasn't nearly as big of a deal as my nervous system led me to believe. It felt huge and it felt like a lot. And my feelings, just my raw, like pure feelings, would have added accelerant to the situation if I had run with them. But in and of itself, the situation was not that serious. So what I'd like to do is give you some practical strategies for navigating high pressure moments that you may be in at some point. Number 1 is to take a powerful pause. Silence is powerful. Just like when you go no contact, silence is powerful, even in situations where you're kind of put on the spot in the moment or called out or confronted and there's like that awkwardness. You don't have to fill the moment by reacting or drawing attention to yourself or launching into over-explaining. You don't. A powerful pause, you can get a lot done in that moment. You can breathe, you can, pull a thoughtful response out of your toolbox. So many things that can help to diffuse things quickly. Number 2, keep it simple. Short responses help to prevent escalation. Just like I did in my situation. I understand. Thank you. Like, I acknowledged, respected the judge and his courtroom and what he was saying to me in that moment, and then said thank you. I was gracious, humble, I listened. I put a positive spin on what felt like an uncomfortable situation. That's a win. And I didn't drag it out. He didn't drag it out either, but I certainly did not. And between the two of us, I probably would have been the more likely to drag the situation out. So I consider that a win all the way around. Number 3, don't hesitate to regulate. Breathing can help to reset your nervous system. So we do the 4-4-8 breathing exercise every week on the podcast. Take it with you, survivor. Use it. It's so helpful. I do it all the time in many different situations. Even taking a long, slow exhale, which is where the magic happens, by the way, can lower your stress hormones. Done. Number 4, stay neutral. Instead of assuming that you're being criticized or attacked, or someone's coming for you, think about it as perhaps a correction or an opportunity for clarification. Even making that shift in your mind and your mindset can help to keep your nervous system calm. And it leaves room for the fact, not the feeling, but the fact that you don't maybe know everything that's going on or what all's behind the situation. Number 5, plan to pivot. Preparation can help you to reduce anxiety in high-stakes situations and environments. You could be in the courtroom, you could be in the workplace, at a family gathering, having a big relationship talk with a partner. Knowing your response style and having a plan around that can help you to stay composed. And for me personally, I've already got a plan for the next hearing, right? Like I went to court this week and the hearing that I went to was canceled. So, but I've already got a plan. So I haven't been back in front of the judge or in front of the jury since that previous hearing where this call out happened, right? But I've already got a plan already. I've already got my tools in my toolbox. I've already got a plan. I already have a strategy, even for how I'm going to position myself during the hearing, just so that there's no debate or question and everything's above board. So it pays to have a plan. Let's lean into healing. L, lifestyle. Ask yourself, what's a safe environment where you can practice self-regulation and responding, not reacting? Okay. E, exercise. Question for you. What type of movement helps you to de-stress after intense moments? A, attitude. How can you reframe inappropriate reactions and awkward moments when called out, confronted? N, nutrition. What whole foods can you add to your diet to help balance your blood sugar and support emotional regulation? Survivor, you may not be able to control what life throws at you. I mean, wouldn't that be great? But you can control how you respond. And a calm brain and body and responses tied to a calm brain and body can often diffuse drama faster than confrontation and escalation. Remember, don't hesitate to regulate, and you'll soon forget the social threat. Thanks for tuning in, Survivor. Your nervous system matters. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. If this podcast has helped you understand who and what you're dealing with, sharpen your discernment, and move forward on your healing journey, share it with another survivor. Help me help others by leaving a review for the show. And let's connect on social. Take a screenshot, share it in your IG stories, find and tag me at The Vibrant Survivor, and I'll share your post too. I look forward to connecting with you on IG and seeing you back here. You're not alone and you're not crazy. Know who you're dealing with, know who you are. Take care, and I'll meet you back here next week. Bye-bye.